welcome to the GSL. This is Challenger League for WCS Korea Season 2. I'm Wolf, and as always, I'm joined by Calder. We got some exciting matches today, and all of them include Zerg.
Exactly, we have really interesting matches today. We have a lot of former champions in today's lineups, and we have in every single matchup at least one Zerg player, and we also have 3 Zerg versus Terrans today. The only Protoss to show up is actually Squirtle, and he has to deal with Crew in the last series of the game.
Yeah, seems to be pretty happy that he's not playing against a Terran today. We talked to him a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we joked a little bit with them. Live and Roro were talking to Squirtle quite a lot in the backstage area, and we threw in that we actually think that Protoss is a little bit imbalanced just to like
just to mess with him, you know.
Just to mess with him a little bit. And he was like, no, Terran is much, much worse. The 2 Zerg players had a different opinion, but yeah, it was a very friendly situation that we had there.
Talking about Void Rays a little bit, but yeah, he's the only Protoss to be playing today, and we're looking forward to seeing his match. He seems pretty confident, just talking to him a little bit earlier, so everybody who's playing today has already made it through the first round, so they're not going to drop out of the tournament entirely. They just want to get to that 3rd round where they have their shot at Code S.
Yep. Our starting match today is going to be MarineKing, and he is up against Shine, who took out Seed in the first round with a 2-0. It was a pretty one-sided series, so MarineKing currently just setting up his gear. And we have so many former champions later on as well. Game number 2, we have Live versus Jogji, which is going to be a great series. The NSOSA player now in a position where he can also go to the Premier League, but taking out Live is not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's really, really tough. This is actually going to be so stressful for both of them. And as a spectators out there, Jogji is a player a lot of people really relate to because he's the best player in NSOSA. He's kind of the hero of the team, but Life, he's a big fan favorite.
Let's take a quick look at the match results of last week. Here you can see that Yu-Gi-Oh! Was able to take down DRG with a quick 2-0. Gumiho, on the other hand, had no problems eliminating Pig Baby and Effort with a 2-0 versus Yoda. Yoda looking a little bit shaky there.
Yeah.
Before in the end we had SOS with a 2-1 against Rune.
Yeah, that was potentially our closest series of the day. SOS really playing the safer games there in the Protoss versus Protoss.
Yeah, but it was pretty close, as you already said. In the last game I could have seen Rune take the match, but SOS proved to be just more experienced and won it. Here you have once again the match that we have today.
Yep, Shine versus MarineKing, our starting match here.
Oh, apparently we had a little bit of a change in the order, which is also completely fine. So, Jogji, for him it's really important. He's listed as an NSOSA player here, but NSOSA is rumored to disband before the next season of the GSTL. So, Jogji, of course, also doing a lot of promoting for himself. He wants to join another team. And let's find out if he can even reach the 3rd round of the Challenger League, or maybe go through the up and downs if he loses today and reach the Premier League on that way.
Speaking of new teams, True is, of course, on the new Jin Air Green Wings team that was formerly Kespa's 8th team. So if you're confused or curious about that, that's a new sponsor that Kespa's 8th team was able to acquire just recently. So interesting news there.
Yep. I'm actually looking really forward to MarineKing playing today. The last time that he played in the Challenger League, he was going up against Live in the 3rd round. This is something that can't happen this time. So MarineKing is probably quite happy that he is not going to face Live again, but he's up against another Zerg player, and so far we saw Shine doing quite well in the Challenger League.
Yeah, Shine is, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, one of those players who always kind of impresses me. I don't expect him to do as well as he does, and then I look at his play and I'm like, oh, this guy's better than I thought. So I could definitely see him taking the match today.
Yeah. Well, we're going to head into our first game pretty soon here. The players already in the booth and getting ready. To the left, we have the Samsung Khan player. This is, of course, Shine. MarineKing for the Prime team to the right. Flame on once again.
Yeah, Flame on. He's got that bright colored hair. He's got it kind of clamped around his face. It almost looks like a helmet that you could remove. It looks like a Lego hairstyle there.
I could actually see that Playmobil hairstyle.
Yeah, it's like, you know, he just put it on his head. And he's like securing it in place right now with his headset, making sure it doesn't fall off.
So the winner of this is actually going to face one of the dropouts of the round of 32 or the round of 16, my bad, in the Premier League. And we don't know who that is just yet. We know it's going to be a Terran player for sure. So either we're going to see Shine up against another Terran or MarineKing in a mirror match. Today our first match our first map in this 2nd round of the Challenger League is going to be Anaconda.
Yeah, that's very true. One of our smaller maps, actually, that we've got here. A really interesting natural expansion you can take. As a Zerg player, you can fast expand to the back, or you can go at the front like a traditional Zerg would do.
I would definitely say that today we have MarineKing being the fan favorite in this series, but Shiny has already caused a lot of upsets in the past. He's a very solid player, and he might be able to take MarineKing down. MarineKing has a history of actually choking a little bit in these situations. He's at least safe for now. He's not going to drop down to Code B, but he might have to go through the up and downs if he loses the series today.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. Both the backdoor expansion and the natural have destructible rocks that or collapsible rock towers, I should say. Don't forget that that could come into play on this map. A very strange map we have here.
So map number 1 going to be Anaconda. We have a Zerg versus Terran, our opening best of 3 here at the WCS Challenger League. Samsung Khan's Shine is up against MarineKing Prime. We're going straight into map number 1 here at the WCS Challenger League with Paul and Wolf. On map number 1 at the WCS Challenger League best of 3, we have to the bottom right the Zerg player.
Samsung Khan Shine.
Samsung Khan Shine here up against a Terran opponent, of course. He defeated Seed in the first round of the Challenger League with a 2-0. Now he's up against the Prime player to the top left of the map in blue.
MarineKing Prime.
And MarineKing, the King of Greed, is facing a 10 pool, so a very appropriate build, I feel, against such a player who loves to put his command center first, always on the low ground.
Yep, definitely true. So a very aggressive strategy here by Shine, and this is one of those builds that MarineKing has to get used to facing. But in the past, he was also one of those players who was able to take down Zerg opponents that started, for example, with a 6 pool. In this particular scenario, the pool is very, very aggressive. We don't see gas with the pool just yet. What Shine did, he was going into the oversupply with the double extract that he took. That freed up a little bit of supply that he now used. Cancelled the extractors, has a really solid economy behind this. But depending on what exactly MarineKing does, he might be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, he certainly could be.
If he gets the command center on the low ground that he's currently aiming for.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to do that at the backdoor expansion. He has an SCV over there. And, you know, Shine, will he scout that? He has to send his Overlord over to the right side. In order to be able to see this.
This is potentially a build order loss right here.
Yeah, it absolutely could be. He has to realize, of course, with his Overlord that the command center's at the back, but he could definitely force a cancel on that at the very least with this. 2 more links.
Yeah, MarineKing is playing this very MarineKing-esque. He's not getting any scouting with an SCV at the beginning. He throws down his command center first. He throws it down at the backdoor expansion. We have the Zerglings running in. Even if MarineKing now puts down another supply depot here, which he will with that SCV, the barracks should fall. He's actually going for a double barracks. That might be a saving grace here. He might be able to finish one of those, but I don't think that those Zerglings will be stuck outside of the base. I think they will be able to force a cancel.
They're definitely going to be very aggressive here. They're going to commit to the attack. If he can get those tiny rocks down, the tiny rocks cannot be repaired. Yep. That's the thing. So he can't actually repair that. And also he gets one of the building SCVs.
Gets one of the SCVs, goes for the rocks instead of trying to force a cancel on one of those structures. Moves in with the Zerglings as we speak. Drones coming out of Shine right now, but he has a lot of Zerglings already on the map, and those rocks are going down in just a second.
He goes in here, and this is really bad for MarineKing. He has to micro his heart out here. His first Marine is on the way, but it's a long time coming. He's got so many links to deal with right now. The wall is good.
And that's actually really important. You know, MarineKing can actually hold this. If he gets that second barracks finishing and those Marines done, he could do a lot here. The Marine is already there. Now he just has to shield them. Shine did not overcommit to this. He only got a couple of Zerglings. They can do a lot of damage, but keep in mind that he sacrificed economy, and MarineKing is now on double CC.
Yeah, MarineKing's second orbital being very much delayed here by the fact that he lost so much mining time. Nice pickoffs here by Shine, always pulling one link to kill building SCVs. Now he's going to pick off this SCV here at the natural. There's no way to save it. He's got his own hatchery going up now back at home.
You know, definitely not the ideal situation here for MarineKing. He's definitely in trouble, but it could have been so much worse.
Absolutely.
If Shine would have dedicated all his resources to building Zerglings and streaming them across the map, he could have potentially won this game right away.
Yeah.
But as it is, one Marine is being taken out, but there are still 2 left, and with the help of the SCVs, he should be able to shield them and take down those Zerglings.
Yeah, this is all about micro here from both players, and Shine is kind of the one who has to do it a little bit better than MarineKing if he wants to get something done, because MarineKing now has the additional 2 Marines. He's got the SCVs to buffer, and This is a scary situation. MarineKing, great micro there. Oh my god, pulls those 2 Marines away. He still will lose 1, it looks like, but that was excellent control.
Really well done. And if you actually look at the workers lost, we have only 4 harvesters going down. Shine was able to kill 4 SCVs. But just think about the situation that we have here. Very delayed expansion for the Zerg player, whereas we have for MarineKing the double command center with the orbital tech, so he can go straight into the double mule. That gives him a bit of an edge. So right now, the harvester count, of course, massively in favor of Shine, but those mules, they make up for it.
Yeah.
And there is not a lot of tech for Shine just yet. He's starting with his speed just now, but...
Yeah. The speed on this map is so useful because the naturals, both of them, are very wide. It's extremely hard for MarineKing to actually wall off where he has his natural right now. And if Shine gets speed out and makes a bunch of Zerglings and starts pressuring that, MarineKing may actually have to lift.
I was actually so much more worried for MarineKing when I saw the opening from Shine here. I thought he would really go all out on this and take MarineKing out. But as it is, MarineKing is not only coming back into this game, he might be able to take the lead here.
Yeah.
Goes into another barracks that puts him up on 3 and gets the extra gas now as well. So his tech is also quite delayed here. We don't see him heading into the factory. With the 1 Reaper that he built, he can now start to scout what exactly happens at the bottom right. He wants, of course, to find out, is there a third base? How much gas did you take? Are you going into a fast layer? Or are you getting speed? If he gets those information without even using his scan, that would help him a lot.
Yeah, it's really, really important for him to do this. The Reaper is also going to spot these Lings. Problem for him is that speed may finish. Looks like it's not quite going to. We'll get 2 Lings here. But no real scouting information for Sign. He's actually denied here by the Reaper. And he's not committing to a Zergling pressure at MarineKing's natural either. He's just going into his evolution chambers, teching appropriately as he takes his 3rd.
Yeah, those 2 Zerglings, if speed kicks in, could actually try to deny the Reaper scout here. Reaper moves into the main base and sees, okay, no lair. But that's all that he knows. He doesn't know about the Baneling nest at the back. He sees the 3rd base, which is not completed just yet. But we have now double evolution chamber coming up. We have the Baneling nest coming in. And MarineKing, he's getting a couple of Reapers just to be on the safe side. He's going into Stim. He's going into his +1 attack upgrade. And Shine, of course, now utilizing those 2 evolution chambers, going for the double upgrades, spreading his creep quite well.
Yeah, really nicely done here. He also denies that Reaper finally. A few lazy Lings took a while to get it, but the position here for Shine is decent. I would say this game, even though he didn't do as much damage as he ideally could have early on, everybody's kind of stabilized here. He's got the lair coming up. MarineKing, his tech is coming out nicely as well. He doesn't have double evo or double engineering base though, only the +1.
Yeah. And he has now the Marines and can move out and take a 3rd base if he wants to. Moves out and takes all of those Lings, easy peasy.
Yep.
Overlooks the one to the left side that could take down an SCV that is sent down to build another command center. But the Marines are now rallied across the map, and they should not be able to do a lot here. Maybe kill a couple of creep tumors, my bad. But with the Baneling nest ready, I don't see them doing a whole lot. And now the Zerglings are being built, so that should not really help him too much.
It's just a pressure play by him. He's not going to get critical damage done here. He will take out some tumors. He has to be careful not to overcommit. He doesn't have stim yet. Now he has it, and he splits pre-split here.
Yeah, he splits, and he forces out units, so this is really important. Moves in, sees what's happening. You know, he could actually do a lot more damage than I originally thought. Nice split so far. The Baneling is getting a couple of shots here, but now the Queens are exposed. MarineKing decides that the force is not big enough anymore to do a significant damage, but he traded quite well there and also forced the creep back.
And it was basically exactly what you said. He was not going to get a ton of damage there done. He did split well, and he traded against the Banelings. He forced units out, but Shine could be happy with his defense, and he's actually going to chase down these units as they try to run home. They stim again. They're not quite going to make it. Really nice control in that last fight, too, against the Marauders. He made sure that his Banelings did not explode on those armored units. He sent them specifically to target the Marines.
You know, that one Zergling is still at the natural. He didn't see that.
Yeah.
I think he was in vision with those bio units, but he probably didn't see it on the minimap. He also doesn't go into another... Oh, okay, he goes into another command center now.
Yeah, it's just in his main base. But Shine knows that he doesn't have a 3-base economy right now because he has that Ling there.
Yeah, here comes the drop play, and that Spire is not ready for the Mutalists yet, so he needs to make sure that he has a few ground units, and he moves away with the Zergling, so he's not going to see that up to the point where those Medivacs head into the Overlord's range, and he could do some damage here, but there are already Banelings in position.
It depends on how quickly he reacts, and he's immediately ready to drop on that Medivac. He's like, just drop them, I dare you. My Banelings and my Lings are ready. He may try to drop Marauders on top of the Banelings, then lift up, but it looks like he's just going to go away. A very safe choice here.
Yeah, it just looks at the forces of Shine and is like, okay, well, that's not going to happen. But with the second 2 Medivacs heading out, he could actually do a little bit here. He already starts to take down Overlords, and if he threatens the 3rd and then drops at the natural, he could potentially do quite a lot of damage to the economy of the Samsung Khan player.
Yeah. Back at home, he is getting his armory at a decent timing so he can get 2-2. No second engineering bay just yet. He has the Widowmine starting to come out now as well. He still has a very late placement of his third command tier. Here comes the attack at the third base. There are Lings and a few mutas here. He's going to have to be very careful about how he micros.
Yeah, he takes down the Queen, and that's, of course, also a bit of a win, but we have the drop at the natural. Immediately being taken out. The Widowmine, on the other hand.
Waste here.
Where is it? Too late. With a good burrow here, he could have done a whole lot, I feel.
Absolutely.
But Shine is taking now a significant supply lead, and let's not forget about the +2/+2 that the Samsung Zerg already started a long time ago. MarineKing just completed his +1/+1. He's waiting for the armory, but he's falling behind in the upgrades.
Yeah, the late placement of this third command center, I feel, is really hurting his gas income. And as it is right now, he has the gas to make the upgrades. He just didn't do it for some reason. He's, focusing a lot on his multitasking with his attacks. He will potentially lose a medevac here. Boosts away at the last second, trying to bait those mutas into his Marines, but the mutas now going to the main base. May pick off a Widowmine here. He decides to flee.
Shine has a really good position at this point.
Yeah.
He's going to the fourth base, whereas MarineKing, as he said, just took his third, so he stays up ahead one base. He's starting to spread creep at the potential fourth of MarineKing, limiting his options of getting another base out there. And MarineKing is really under a lot of pressure right now. He is pressured to do something. He knows that given time, Shine will even pull farther ahead, so he needs to pull something off here. Forcing the creep spread back, really good start into this, but he needs to face that army at some point. And actually, decent splits here. Those Banelings didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but the Widowmine, on the other hand, not getting the best shots. Here comes the rest of the reinforcements. Those mutas got to get out of here.
Yeah, and the Overseers are going to be taken out in just a second, so pretty big win here for MarineKing.
Yeah.
Those Banelings did not kill the bio, and the Mutalists just couldn't take down any additional medivacs because the reinforcement with the Marines were there in time.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Shine thought at that archway the units would bunch up a little bit more, but MarineKing split before he went into the arch. If you get caught in that arch, it's hard to split, so maybe that's why Shine decided to take that engagement. As it is, he will pick up a few units here, a decent Widowmine shot.
Yeah, the Zerglings moving in, but there are so many Marines. He has to be careful. The Banelings flanking in, and that's the big problem for MarineKing.
Yeah, big problem indeed. It looks like he accidentally clicked on the archway as well, and Shine, he has taken back map control here, and he's still able to spread his creep to the left side. His Infestation Pit is finishing here.
Exactly, Shine is going now into Infestation Pit and the potential Hive Tech, and that helps him so much, also getting the 3-3 out. MarineKing will eventually get the +2/+2 and be on the same amount of upgrades as his opponent, but with a quick Hive Tech, there's so much that Shine can do here. So MarineKing still pressured and suddenly 40 supply behind his opponent.
Those two Widowmines really being so important for MarineKing, otherwise he would have lost all those Marines. Shine would have engaged there, but he saw the Widowmine went back. Here's a stim and scan to kill some of these Timbers. He also gets the Queen that's building. So finally MarineKing is able to push back the left side of the creep.
Yeah, that was actually really well done, and I have to also note that Shine is doing a great job with his creep spread. He always gets the additional Queen, even if it's killed. He already builds another one that he can send out and then place down the tumors again. So he really tries to spread that creep forward, but MarineKing also trying to force it back. So there's a little bit of battle going on between of them.
Yeah, there's a huge counterattack here at the third base. MarineKing's army is totally out of position. He's going to lose so many Harvesters. The Banelings, they are targeted. The SCVs run away. It looks like he may escape with some of them. Really nice control here by MarineKing. Great crisis management, but so many SCVs exposed.
That one Baneling could have done a lot there. Goes into the main base, and suddenly here are the Mutalists still doing damage, and all of the SCVs are already down to the red because of the Banelings. The Mutalists trying to hop from base to base, but they are just flying right into a couple of missile turrets here.
Yeah, this is really important. This part right here where he gets a few more of those SCVs and tries to escape because, arguably MarineKing defended more cost efficiently. Right now the worker count at 52 for MarineKing is down a little bit, but he has those extra mules.
We have 2-2 for both players now, and MarineKing has the chance to pull ahead in the upgrades if he gets the 3-3.
He has the gas.
Yeah, he doesn't really have the minerals just yet. He needs to make to just slow down with his marine production for a second, and there's the 3-3 right there. So this gives him a bit of an edge because Shine is not done with his Hive Tech just yet.
Yeah, that 3-3 is probably the most important tech that you can ever have in this matchup. Once you have that out, your Marines just do so much damage, especially considering the Zerg's 3-3 upgrades take so long to get out with that Hive. He starts +3 Carapace as we speak.
MarineKing still behind the overall supply, and we also have a bank for Shine here, but all those Widow Mines leading the charge is never really what we want. Here comes the rest of the army, shielding them immediately, and Shine has to move back, and there's another force heading over to the 4th base. So Shine is suddenly the one who's being pressured here.
He's very much under pressure, but he has enough links here to defend. The Widowmine Burrow's speed upgrade was not done during that last fight, so MarineKing got a little bit lucky with getting those Widowmines able to survive. He's started stepping them forward, being very careful, making sure that there's a good amount of coverage for his army.
Shine really needs that 4th base. He cannot expose it too much because he is playing a very gas-heavy style now. He's going into 3-3 plus 2 attack for his Mutalisk, and he wants to get Adrenal Glands.
Oh.
He just doesn't really have the resources yet, no?
Those were some Boxer splits right there.
Oh, we have an attack at the 3rd base, and another force is moving into the natural. MarineKing moving across the map. He's going for the trade here.
He's going for the trade. There are Banelings morphing on the high ground. You can see those with his scan. He doesn't wait. He goes in. He splits on the ramp decently, but those Banelings at the top look like they will finish, and that may be what Shine needs to defend here. They don't quite finish. Some of them do.
Nice. Well done by MarineKing so far, but he's down 60 supply right now. He's taking down the 3rd base of his opponent, and at the same time, we have Shine in the main base of a MarineKing, taking down all of those
Here we go.
SCVs.
There's no split this time. Very late on it.
But he splits and he takes down most of them. The problem for him really being that he cannot keep up with his opponent in production and income.
Yeah.
And we still have a nearly 100 supply lead suddenly for Shine.
Shine has that base to the bottom left. He still has his natural as well.
He's
well, not
mining.
his natural, but his 3rd. Yeah, he's mining.
from
That's
2
the
bases.
point.
Actually, he's mining from 3 bases at this point. MarineKing doesn't have any mining going on whatsoever.
Oh, the Widowmines here do not burrow in time.
I don't think that it actually plays a role. And
Yeah.
just look at the bank that we have for Shine. If he hits those injects, he can rebuild his army immediately and go up to 200 supply with ease.
Exactly. I mean, he just has a ton of resources. MarineKing's production is stifled by these attacks. And, I mean, this is... MarineKing's style is to leave games late, but I just don't see this happening.
No income, as you just saw on the screen. There's just nothing. And oh my god, the Mutalisk taking out most of those medivacs. They're heading right into the swarm. This just looks really grim. 25 supply against 138. We all know what that means.
We all know what that means, and
even MarineKing.
if you're new to Starcraft, this is not like golf. You don't want to have the lowest score possible.
Yeah, that much is true.
GG.
GG, and Shine takes it. A very aggressive opening by the Samsung Khan Zerg player, going into a 10 pool against MarineKing. Not doing as much damage as he was hoping for, but slowing down MarineKing enough to get the lead in the mid-game. And then later on, MarineKing just not on par with Shine. So, 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, and MarineKing not looking too phased by this. You know, it's really important to keep your cool after a loss in game number 1, and MarineKing is a very experienced player, so just got to make sure he keeps his cool, though. That was one of those games where he just never got an edge. He never really took control of the map, and that's how Shine was able to take that base to the bottom left, for example. He also was able to take most of the engagements, and he had a lot of good run-bys.
Yeah, with the opening, Shine was really able to just delay this tech for so much longer, and MarineKing, he didn't have the gas, and he didn't really know what was going on, so he added a 3rd barracks before he was going into the factory. He would have liked to have his tech out a bit faster, especially for the upgrades. Usually in this matchup, you see the Terran player pull ahead a bit, and then the Zerg has to catch up. But Shine never missed a beat. He immediately went for the evolution chamber, for the infestation pit, went into the hive tech, and MarineKing's 3-3 timing window that he had was so small that it never really came into play. The only upgrade that Shine didn't get was the Adrenal Glands, but he didn't even need it.
Yeah, he didn't need it at that point. He just had total control over the map. His Mutalisk also just really helping to clean up those drops, for example, and MarineKing's splits were excellent, but he just didn't have enough units. That was the big problem for him there, and I feel like one of the keys of this game is MarineKing not putting his Commancer on the low ground fast enough at the 3rd base. I think he was scared about run-bys. That's a very open base. It's hard to wall, but at the end of the day, if you allow a Zerg player to be ahead of you in bases for long enough, you're going to fall behind.
He didn't really know what exactly Shine would do, and if a Zerg player starts with such an aggressive opening, there's always the chance that you follow it up with Roach Baneling, with just a massive Baneling attack. And his Reaper didn't scout anything, so he saw the 3rd base, but that's about it. He never saw the tech that Shine had. He never saw that in the main base we had the Baneling nest coming up and other things. So it was a little bit tricky for him, but as it is, MarineKing has 2 more maps, potentially 2 more maps, where he can turn things around. Shine with a very good lead here.
Yeah, AUCTION is map number 2, so we're going to see potentially more aggression out of Shine, as there's another one of our smaller 2-player maps that we could see him go for. I could see him go for Roach Baneling this time instead of going for an early pool to be aggressive.
Yeah. MarineKing, on the other hand, could of course always go for a very aggressive build and just hit his opponent with the 11-11. That's something that he did several times in the past already, and he's very experienced with this playstyle too.
Yeah.
So something that he could try to gamble a little bit to get ahead in this series.
He's also shown us against Mamori that he's not afraid to go for the 888 type Reaper proxy. So definitely something we could see as well. it's always hard to go for a cheese in game 2 when you're down in the series and you're kind of putting your entire chances, your life in this league on the line. Obviously, he will go the up and downs if he loses here, but he wants to go to Code S.
Yeah, we are still in the third round, in the second round, so whoever wins goes to the third round and there has a shot to go to Code S. The loser has his chance in the up and downs to go to the Premier League. So far, Shine is ahead with a 1-0. A kill on is map number 2. And this is also the map, if I'm not mistaken, where MarineKing the last time went for this very aggressive Reaper build that he used against Marmory.
Yeah. Actually, was it this map? I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure either, but, well, MarineKing on a map like this has shown very aggressive styles in the past. Could go for a pretty normal build here. We don't really know, but the map is loading, so let's jump right into game number 2 on a kill on waste here at the WCS Challenger League. Shine up 1 game against MarineKing. Let's see who can advance to the third round and who will have to go through the up and downs this season. WCS Challenger League brought to you by Colonel.